folders in your color folder. One that has a specific color that's standing out, one that you want high saturation, and one that you want to make low saturation. So for saturation, I'm going to rush through these sort of for this video, but you can always come back and check and slow down and go back. But we'll start with the saturation. This is the one I want to make high saturation. So I'm going to open it up and click on my edit. And as you know, I like to have my tools sort of closed up. The tool that's going to control the color saturation is in the color wheel right here. And we could just bump it up. To me, this is just too much. So I may pull it back. But also, what really is going to help with our edits is to also be thinking about light. Light is essential in photography. And so changing the way the light looks in the picture is going to change the whole thing. So I might keep it up at the highest saturation and see what I can do with my other sliders here in light to make this speak to me a little more. And again, when you're editing, it's often just sort of personal preference. I sort of like this lighter look to it, so I'm bringing the shadows up. But you can mess around here to get your high saturation. For low saturation, now if you pull it all the way down, it's black and white, but we don't want black and white. We're just going to get a little bit lower saturation here. And I actually like the way that looks, but you know, maybe I'll see what it looks like. Oh yeah, too dark, not enough visual information there. And nope, when I bring the shadows down, we can't even really see what's going on at all. I like having a little bit more visual information, so if you watch that when I bring the brightness up, you can't really see the detail in the water at all. And the same as when I brought the shadows down, I couldn't see any details in our clothing. So I want you to start sort of thinking about what information is in your picture, what do you care about, what do you want to see, and when you're editing, that stuff becomes really important, because when we change things about the exposure, about the lightness of a picture, it will start to really change the whole look of the picture. So there's my high, there's my low, and then this one is, I wanted to just show you sort of a fun little tool, which is color selection. Selective color. I'm going to keep my light open here, but selective color, basically, what I've been saying is, I imagine using it like if you have a car that you want to change the color of. I like this picture because it's very autumnal. There's a lot of orange in there. So I can select this color from my skirt, and I see it in my skirt. I know because I've done this before. I can also see it over here. So anything that I do with this color, I want to turn it all yellow, yellowish green. You can see I have quite a bit of orange in my roots, in the trees. Woo, or we can go purple. It's just going to really intensify, and especially if we change it where it looks unrealistic, if we bump the saturation way up, it's going to make that much more obvious here. So now I'm more like a fire dancer. But if we go back here, let's see what would happen if I selected the car color. Now, I think it's still going to do some stuff with the trees, but can we turn that car green? No, not very well. But you can see it just sort of totally changes the vibe of the image, and according to a specific color. So those are the 3 edits you're going to do. When you're done, you can drop those in your slideshow. And the other part of the slideshow, I'll just show you since I'm making the video. Will I show you? I will not. Okay. The other part is this color wheel assignment. So I did this when we were completely remote, and it ended up being some of kids like best work. I love it also because it asks you to start engaging with your surroundings and look for things around you that are colored. And sometimes it forces your families to work with you or talk with you, and I like that idea too. So you're going to collect at least 12 items. Please don't make them all just colored pencils. You have food, you have toys, you have clothing, you have accessories. Keep an eye out. You have tools. And then you're going to build a wheel based on our lovely color wheel here. Take a picture, at least one picture of your wheel. And then you're going to make 2 still lifes, an analogous, which is colors next to each other, and complementary, which is colors across from each other, and put some objects together and take some still life pictures. So this is starting to have you think about color, about composition, lighting, angle, and so this should be another exercise in composing your pictures.